Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, confused, a little embarrassed, maybe even ashamed because of a wet dream? Maybe you thought, why is this happening to me? Does this mean something is wrong? Am I abnormal? If you've ever asked yourself those questions, you're not alone. In fact, more men experience this than you probably realize. I'm Dr. Jocelyn, a urologist and men's health specialist with 5 years of experience helping men just like you. And today, we're going to finally break the silence around nocturnal emissions, better known as wet dreams or nightfall. We'll cover what they are, why they happen, who gets them, and what they really mean for your health and manhood. And I'll also share some surprising habits that may influence how often you experience them, plus practical steps to feel more in control of your body. Before we dive in, let me ask you this. Where are you watching from today? Drop it in the comments, because I love seeing men from all over the world come together to learn about their health. And if men's health topics like this matter to you, please hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with a friend who needs reassurance. It makes a huge difference in spreading awareness. Now, let's start with the biggest myth. A lot of men have been told that wet dreams are dirty, unhealthy, or even a sign of weakness. Some cultures even treat it as something to be ashamed of, almost like you've done something wrong in your sleep. But here's the truth. Wet dreams are completely normal. Medically, we call them nocturnal emissions, and all they are is your body's natural way of releasing built-up semen when it hasn't been ejaculated for a while. No, it doesn't lower your testosterone. No, it doesn't damage your fertility. And no, it's not a sign of sexual dysfunction. In fact, it's a built-in maintenance system, your body clearing out the old to make room for the new. Think of it like flushing the pipes, nothing to be ashamed of. Let me give you a quick background so you know where this is coming from. I've spent the last 5 years as a practicing urologist specializing in men's health. I've seen men in their teens, 20s, 40s, and even 70s come in worried about this exact topic. And do you know what I tell them? That wet dreams are one of the most common, yet most misunderstood experiences in male health. Studies show that up to 80 to 90% of men will have at least one wet dream in their lifetime. And yes, women can experience something similar too. So if this has happened to you, whether once, dozens of times, or not at all, you are in good company. You are completely normal. Now here's where it gets interesting. Even though wet dreams are natural, there are certain habits and lifestyle factors that can influence how often they happen. Some of these habits reduce them, some make them more frequent, and some have no effect at all. But men often misunderstand them. So let's break it down, starting with the top 5. Habit number 1, ejaculation frequency. Here's the most obvious one. If you go long periods without ejaculating, whether by sex, masturbation, or otherwise, you're more likely to experience a wet dream. Why? Because semen builds up in the seminal vesicles and prostate. When the pressure increases, your body sometimes releases it involuntarily during sleep. It's not about morality, it's about biology. Emotionally, many men beat themselves up for this, thinking they should have more self-control. But in reality, your body is simply taking care of its own maintenance when you don't. Day to day, this means if you go weeks without sexual release, don't be surprised if your body decides to take matters into its own hands while you're asleep. Habit number 2, sleep quality and dream cycles. Here's something men don't often realize. Your sleep quality plays a big role. Wet dreams usually occur during REM sleep, the stage when dreams are most vivid and your body goes through cycles of arousal. If you're sleeping deeply and cycling through REM regularly, your chances of a nocturnal emission go up. If your sleep is disrupted, you might have fewer. This doesn't mean poor sleep is better. In fact, poor sleep lowers testosterone, weakens erections, and drains energy. So if anything, better sleep is still your best friend, even if it means the occasional wet dream. Habit number 3, stress and hormones. Stress is sneaky. When you're under high stress, cortisol levels rise and testosterone can fluctuate. That hormonal imbalance can sometimes trigger more frequent emissions, or sometimes fewer, depending on your body's reaction. Think about it. Stress dreams, restlessness, increased muscle tension, all of that influences your nervous system during the night, and it can trigger involuntary release. Practically speaking, if you notice more nightfall episodes during stressful weeks, it's not a coincidence. Habit number 4, stomach sleeping and physical friction. This one surprises a lot of men. If you sleep on your stomach, your genitals may be pressed against the mattress, creating light friction. Combine that with REM arousals, and it can trigger ejaculation, even if your dream isn't sexual at all. Emotionally, this can feel confusing because many men assume wet dreams are always caused by erotic dreams, but up to 40% of men report no sexual dream recall before an emission. Sometimes it's just physical stimulation during sleep. Habit number 5. Age and hormone levels. Finally, age plays a role. Teenagers and men in their 20s experience wet dreams more often because their testosterone is surging and their bodies are learning to regulate it. But even men in their 30s, 40s, or beyond can still have them, especially if ejaculation frequency is low. So if you're older and still experience this, it doesn't mean you're regressing. It simply means your body is working exactly as designed. Now let's talk about what you should actually do about wet dreams. Here's the simple truth. You don't need to do anything. They're harmless. They don't affect fertility. They don't drain your energy in a meaningful way. But if they're happening so often that it bothers you, here are a few gentle adjustments that can help. Maintain a regular sexual release schedule. Whether that's with a partner or by yourself, ejaculating regularly means less buildup and fewer wet dreams. Improve sleep hygiene. Go to bed at consistent times, avoid late night screens, and aim for deep REM sleep. Manage stress. Meditation, exercise, journaling, all of these balance hormones and calm your nervous system. Change sleeping position. If you're a stomach sleeper, try side or back sleeping to reduce accidental stimulation. Stay clean and prepared. Use breathable underwear and wash your sheets regularly. Part of feeling at ease with your body is simply having a routine that makes you comfortable. Listen, if you've ever woken up embarrassed, worried, or even guilty after a wet dream, I want you to take this to heart. You are normal. This is not a weakness. It's not something to be ashamed of. It doesn't define your masculinity, morality, or self-control. It's just biology, your body doing exactly what it was designed to do. And in fact, it's a sign that your reproductive system is healthy and responsive. So here's my final message to you, as a doctor, but also as someone who truly cares. Age is not the end of vitality. And moments like this, when you learn the truth about your body, are opportunities to take back dignity, confidence, and control. Your health, your masculinity, your worth, they are not defined by myths or old shame. They're defined by how you take care of yourself, how you show up, and how you choose to live with confidence. So the next time you wake up from a wet dream, instead of shame, try gratitude. Gratitude that your body is alive, functioning, and working exactly as it should. If this helped you today, hit that like button, subscribe for more honest men's health advice, and share this with a brother, a son, or a friend who might need to hear it. Because remember, you are not broken. You are not abnormal. You are simply human, and that's something to be proud of. I'm Dr. Jocelyn, and I'll see you in the next video.